You walked into the room fine, but you walked out empty and drained. And in addition, there was an energy that was not there when you arrived. Someone else's mood, someone else's anxiety and weight, and something you cannot name and you cannot shake off for the rest of the day. And you're not imagining this. What happened to you has a name that is over 5,000 years old. And once you understand what it means, your empty state does feel less like a weakness. Stay with me for that, because at the end of this video, I will give you the one practical thing you can do before you walk into a room, and especially into a room that is difficult, and it will help you really how to go about it and how to feel with that. The concept I'm talking about comes from the Vedic system, and it's called the Pranamaya Kosha. It is the energetic body you have. It is a layer that exists around the physical body and that interacts with other people's fields directly. Here is the honest situation. If you feel other people's energy, if you walk into a room and immediately sense what is in it, if certain people leave you depleted and others leave you restored, the modern explanation for this is usually one of two things. The first, you are an empath, a highly sensitive person. Your nervous system picks up more than average. It is a gift and it is also a challenge. Learn to manage your boundaries. The second is you are absorbing negative energy. You need to protect yourself. You need shields. You need to be grounded. You need to cleanse yourself and make yourself less permeable. Both of this describe the experience. Neither of them explains the mechanism. And the initial problem is this. If you spend enough time trying to make yourself less permeable, less open to what is around you, and well, you start to lose the very thing that made you perceptive in the first place. The Vedic tradition has a different answer. One that does not ask you to seal yourself off from the world. The Pranamaya Kosha is the second of 5 layers the Vedic system describes. The physical body is the first. The Pranamaya is the energetic field that surrounds and interpenetrates it. And here's the key thing the tradition says about it. It is designed to be open, not as a flaw, and it is an instrument through which you perceive everything that is not purely physical. The mood in a room before anybody has spoken, the quality of a person's presence before they have done anything. The felt sense that something has shifted in a space you enter regularly. These are not accidents. They are the Pranamaya energy layer working correctly. The tradition was precise. The Pranamaya that reads clearly is a developed faculty for perceiving what is actually there. Here are the 3 things the Vedic tradition gives you for that. The first, why you absorb energy and why it is a sign that something is working correctly in you. The Pranamaya field of one person and the Pranamaya field of another interact when they are in proximity. This is not unusual. It happens to everyone. The difference is in awareness. Most people are not aware that this is interaction, that it is simply occurring. They absorb and release the fields around them without noticing. People who are more aware, who feel things more precisely, experience the same interaction with more detail. they notice that there was something they picked up. They feel it staying. This is not more vulnerability. It is more precision in perception. The work is not to stop it reading, not to stop its function. The work is to learn to filter down to what belongs to someone else. The second thing the Vedic tradition gives you is the idea that why some people drain you and others restore you. The Vedic system describes different qualities of prana, the life force that the pranamaya carries. Some people are in a state of high prana, not because they are doing anything, because they are living in close alignment with what is true for them. This brings them simply to a higher state. When you spend time with them, your pranamaya is in contact with a field that is coherent and full. You feel better after that, not because they gave you anything, because the contact between two full fields is inherently nourishing. Some people are in a state of depleted prana, stressed and empty and fragmented, and carrying more than they can integrate. When you spend time with these people, your pranamaya is in contact with a field that is reaching out, reaching toward whatever is near, toward whatever prana it can find. You feel drained after that, not because they are bad people or they are negative, not because they are doing it deliberately, because two fields in proximity naturally move toward an equilibrium. And if their field is lower than yours, that equilibrium is found somewhere between you and the other person. This is the mechanism. It is not mystical. It is the Vedic description of how these energy fields behave. The third thing the Vedic system gives you is very practical. It is not a visualization, and it is not a shield, and it is not a ritual. Prana, the life force, ayama, expansion. Before you walk into a room that you know that is difficult in terms of energy, take 3 slow, full breaths. And do this not to calm yourself. It is to fill your own pranamaya field with your own prana before the contact begins. A field that enters full does not need to seek equilibrium by drawing from its own reserve. It needs the other field from a state of sufficiency. It reads without depleting. It perceives without absorbing. It simply remains itself. That is the entire practice where you feel your own energy. And do this before the door opens, not after you already drained. Do it before. So why do you leave some rooms feeling drained at all? Because your pranamaya is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It is reading the field around you with precision. The work is not to close that faculty. It is to enter each room full enough that you can read it without losing your thread and your own energy. That is not a skill you have to develop from scratch. It is something your system already knows. You just need the framework for it. You are simply learning to bring it into your conscious behavior. It leaves you full, and at the same time it protects you, and it is without fear. It is just awareness. So at the end of this video, if you like this content and you want to learn more about this, there is a link in the description. It's called Begin. It's a simple free tool. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please subscribe and follow the channel and help this channel to grow. My name is Nicky Sabeti, and I see you in the next video.